This is a two-part question. Is the school lunch program adequate? And if federal funds are reduced, what should the school board do?
The school lunch program. This is a topic I've actually written quite a bit about, a side topic as a blogger. I really believe federal mandates of any type hurt our schools. I'm a total local control type person. And these mandates that came down from the Department of Ag for nutrition standards, I think have really hurt our children. I mean, there's a lot of kids, not necessarily in our district as much, because we have good nutritionists here, but they are throwing away a lot of this food. I've heard I talked to someone today that mentioned it. I talked to my kid who goes to Holgate now, but last year he was O.M. Tiffany. He mentioned how many kids simply aren't eating what's on their plate now. And I don't think that's the school board's problem, or not problem. It wasn't caused by the school board or by our nutritionists. It was caused by federal mandates. Now, some of those are going to be eased up, but when we ease those up, then as a board, we're going to have to make sure the policy is there so our nutritionists are providing enough nutrition, plus it tastes good, because otherwise kids won't eat it if it doesn't taste good. Now, for the second part of the question, if the federal funds are reduced, a lot of people won't like to hear this. I would love that. I would love to get rid of all federal funds out of our schools and find a way to fund it within South Dakota. Then we don't have to deal with mandates anymore. That might mean some local taxes going up, but it would also mean the mandates wouldn't be there anymore, and we wouldn't have to worry about the Department of Ag withholding funds for lunch money or for this or for that. So as far as that second one, I would love it if all federal funding ended for schools. So, and we could find a way to fund it. I know we could. Thank you.
The lunch program adequate? Yes. Our food service program does an amazing job with the regulations they have to deal with, the decreased sodium levels that have come down, the whole wheat standard. Those are levels that they had to get food that tasted good and was nutritious for the kids, and they've done an outstanding job. I just saw that the sodium levels will not drop down now to tier 2, which is good, because we all know ketchup has lots of sodium. Kids want ketchup. So if federal dollars are reduced or go away, what do? We still have to feed the kids. I mean, Aberdeen School District right now is the cheapest, largest fast food restaurant in Aberdeen every day. So we do an amazing job for a very low cost. I don't know where the federal funds go away or reduced. I haven't seen that coming down, but we still have to feed the kids. So.
I believe the current rate for a meal is $2.40 for a meal. I see it come across my plate periodically, paying for Samuel's food. Yeah, it's adequate. And if we feed kids always what they want, okay, we're going to have some other issues as well. I think there's a larger selection, and it's a healthier selection. This is not, federal dollars coming down and being Big Brother and saying you need to eat this. It's looking at other issues that are out there, obesity, that is growing each and every day in our school district. It's providing a healthy choice. Yes, sometimes the kids won't eat their carrots, but they have the opportunity to eat their carrots instead of maybe the French fries or something greasy that will fill them up for the first half hour or so and leave them nutritionally starved. And so I believe that the food system is adequate. I would champion even healthier meals, trying to get nutrition levels to that next level. If federal dollars do disappear, which I haven't seen anything about either, to reiterate what Brad said, yeah, we got to feed kids. And sometimes the school district is the only quality meal that these kids are getting. There is a portion of our population that this is the only quality meal that they're a part of. I've had the good fortune of being part of an organization that's helping feed kids after school, that's helping implement a summer feeding program as well. This is what we need to do instead of trying to eliminate healthy choices. We need to expand healthy choices, and we had to have more options available for our students there.
So the first question was, is the school lunch adequate? And yes, I would say that it's definitely adequate. I think that, like Brian was alluding to, there have been some changes recently that it was supposed to be lower sodium, that's now been taken away. It was supposed to be lower calorie, that's actually, by one of the recent orders of the president, also been lifted. So I think the biggest problem with it at maybe the high school level was that calorie limitation. And since that is no longer in place, high school students can certainly get a bigger meal should they want it. I think that the foods that are offered, Aberdeen was never one of the ones to consider ketchup a fruit or a vegetable. So in that respect and regard, we have always been a little bit above some of the other districts that I've heard of around the country. If funds are reduced, what should the school board do? I don't really see that as happening in terms of funding for school lunch programs or breakfast for that matter. I think it's great that we serve 2 meals a day at the school for those who need it, because so many of them do. More so than I realized even with, as I volunteer in some of the classes this year, 25% of the kids in the class that I'm volunteering in take home a weekend backpack for food. Those kids can't learn well if they're sitting in class hungry all day. They certainly don't behave as well as they could if they're hungry. I don't think any of us do. Those Snickers commercials and hangry define many of them when they don't get the food that they want when they need it. One of the things that a school board could look into as well is we live in an agricultural area. That food that's grown here doesn't always make it right into the school. We have so much information and that could be passed on to the students about ag. There are some districts that have their own greenhouses, and the kids work in them to grow their own food, see how it's made, see how it eventually gets to the table. And that can be part of the program perhaps 10 years down the road, so that we can not only depend on federal funding for the food, but maybe grow some of our own and have the kids see how it's done and learn from it.